Welcome to my and Dan's podcast, Media Men Online. Today we're doing the Tomorrow War, which we watched yesterday.
Yes. This is an Amazon Prime original. And whenever I see streaming service original, I get very nervous. However, this movie's quite good, actually. Spoiler alert for my end judgment, but I actually really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it does the classic time travel is dumb mistakes.
Yep.
And it's a bit dumber than most time travel movies. Like, if you thought Looper was just seamless and had no plot holes, then this one will have a couple plot holes in it.
Yes.
The movie opens with my recurring dream about falling. It's just Chris Pratt falling out of a portal into a swimming pool, but not in a fun way.
Right.
In a everyone's dying way.
Yeah. So, the synopsis per IMDb.com, a family man is drafted to fight in a future war where the fate of humanity relies on his ability to confront the past. What?
Which that's inaccurate. His past has no impact on any of that. Like,
No, the only thing his past, now spoilers obviously, the only thing his past has is his daughter's in the future as like a general chick.
she's like the lead scientist. She makes the gas that they don't use, even though they really should.
And I was watching this with my wife, and I leaned over. It was like when he's talking to his daughter when he's about to leave after he's been drafted. Like, I guarantee
she's in the future.
that she's in the future as like a army chick or whatever, and he meets her. Yep, nailed it. So, in the beginning, Chris Pratt is having a Christmas party, I guess, and everyone's watching soccer. So my believability on this movie is at 0 already. Bunch of Americans watching soccer, and it's not the World Cup where that's the only time every 4 years Americans pretend to be into soccer. And a bunch of people from the future just show up on the field. I thought that this movie was going to be about people, like, I thought it was going to blow up everybody, but it's just people from the future warning everyone about, what's about to happen.
I was thinking it'd be like a South Park style, the future humans are invading the past.
Yeah. Or aliens or some shit.
Yeah, but it's much dumber than that.
Yeah. My question is, if you wanted to reach people on a global scale or on a whatever scale, why would you go to a soccer game? Why wouldn't you go during the Super Bowl or something?
I'm pretty sure soccer has more viewers than, like, a big enough soccer game has more viewers than the Super Bowl. Also, they had to go at a specific date. Like, it's a 30-year moving window. So if you leave on like the May 5th, you arrive on the May 5th, 30 years either forwards or backwards.
Right.
And so if you get back into if you go in the next day and you get in the time machine, you go to May 6th.
Yeah.
And if you the next day you go back, you're going to May 7th because you left on May 7th, basically. I don't know, like, they say 30 years even, but like they don't really like tell us if leap years matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, is this like, because a day is pretty arbitrary because the world just happens to be spinning at that speed. Yeah. And then like our time around the sun is also arbitrary because like we pick a day for it to be the end of it, but there's no like, if you think about like a coin spinning around and it kind of moving around in a big circle while it's spinning, there's no link between those two rotations.
Right.
You can spin around as many times as you want before you make like the big loop, but like, time is still like whatever it is. Like, you can you count the number of times like a hydrogen atom goes woo, and then like you get like a nuclear clock or whatever.
Yeah,
that's how molecules work.
So
this week on Science Men Online.
Yeah. And this week on Sportsmen Online. So I guess if you show up at a soccer game, you're not getting any Americans. So,
well, I'm assuming that like whatever game they're going to is just the biggest, most viewed game that they knew about in the future.
Yeah. Must be the FIFA World Cup final.
The FIFA World Cup.
Has to be.
Yeah. So how do you know that wasn't the World Cup? Like it might have been the World Cup, right?
Might have been, yeah.
Does the World Cup? I don't know when the World Cup is.
Nobody does.
Point, I guess, but I do know some people that watch soccer. They usually watch like an English team. That I don't know why they picked that one, but they. I know some people that will watch there's several British pubs like where I live, and they get all excited about the two towns across the Atlantic Ocean playing, and they're not.
Is it Manchester United?
I've got no clue.
Oh,
they start talking, and I go, oh, okay.
Chris Pratt gets sent into the future. The drafting process is this: are you alive while the war is happening? If the answer is no, then you can go fight. So they send the young people who weren't born yet back to train the people who are going forward who will already be dead. So there's some sort of time barrier that doesn't allow two of the same people in the same time period.
There's a reason for that. It's because they don't want to have to put old man makeup on Chris Pratt.
Sure.
But there's nothing like are they saying the soul is real and you can't have two souls? Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like,
yeah,
like you're made of the same stuff. Like the way molecules work. Like every time you inhale, you're inhaling like one or two molecules that Hitler farted out. It's because the atmosphere is well mixed.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when you eat like a banana, like some of that banana was like a part of like a dump that a monkey took 6,000 years ago.
Right. So
like if there's any continuality things of two of the same thing, it'd be like the two of the same like molecule, I think. Like the human, to quote Watchmen, there's no difference between a dead human body and a live human body.
Right. My question to you.
Yeah, like if you does that work for monkeys? What about rats? Like what if like a rat that happened to live 30 years was in someone's backpack when they crossed? Would that cause a temporal world to blow up?
Since you are the time travel master, I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
How in the hell did they get here in the first place? They said there's like a gate that they're traveling through. How did they build the gate in this time period? Or was there just some sort of interdimensional rift that they happened upon that they floated here? I don't get it.
They very specifically state that it's that they figured out how to do time travel, and the time machine they have is held together with scotch tape and dreams.
Uh-huh.
So there's some sort of physics that they figured out in the last 30 years, and they built a time machine. Now, what they don't explain is why they don't just come back with technology to make another time machine here in the past.
Right.
What they also don't explain is why they have to go in the future to begin with. They know where the aliens like came from, so why don't we just go ahead and build a wall? I got
a guy for the job.
Yeah. And he's friends with Putin.
Yeah.
So like just go like build like the Game of Thrones ice wall around that whole thing and set up there with some cannons. Like I don't see what the issue is here.
Right.
No, we're gonna go and get into a gunfight with something that beat the U.S. military before it got destroyed.
Right.
It beat the entire world's military. It beat the Russian military. It must have gone through the Chinese military, and then it went through whatever military the Europe has. It's probably not a challenge.
Yeah.
And then it beat the U.S. But how did it even get to America? Can they swim?
Yeah, they can. Do you remember there's the one point where they're testing on the Queen and they all swim and hop the wall?
Yeah, so like I mean, I want to see a scene where those things are just climbing up an aircraft carrier. That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah. There was a missed opportunity in this movie. A big missed opportunity.
Oh, there are many. Which one are you thinking?
Betty Gilpin is Chris Pratt's wife in this movie. And she outlasted 12 other people and killed Hilary Swank in the movie The Hunt from 2020. So they should have drafted her. Let's be honest. She's an absolute badass. John Jonah Jameson is in this movie from the original Spider-Man. He's got no hair and a fucking beard. He looks like a nut job.
Yeah.
The black guy in this movie is very irritating. The guy, I get nervous when I talk when I'm nervous. That dude's annoying. That's all I wanted to get out of the way before we dive in.
Yeah, so like people come from the future and say we need you to come and shoot a gun at some aliens, and I'm like, these things took down the U.S. Air Force. Are you telling me that some guy in slacks with an assault rifle is going to do anything? No.
Yeah, your earth science teacher would have been the best deterrent. So.
Yeah. Hey, Bill Nye, get out there. I mean, and then at the end of the movie, I'm just going to jump to the end. They kill the queen, the biggest, baddest one of them all, with a fucking ice pick.
Yep.
And like a little knife thing, like a little tooth knife. It's like, imagine if you could kill a shark with its own tooth. That's not that deadly a shark, is it? Right. If you were in the ocean having a fight with Jaws, and you killed it with a shark tooth in your hand, you're going to be very unimpressed that like an entire boat lost to that thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, I enjoyed this movie less than I would have because I'm just really tired of all these apocalypse movies that would have been handled by like three rednecks with guns.
Yeah.
If you had a pickup truck and a 357 bolt action rifle, I'm pretty sure you could handle this one yourself.
Yeah.
You could put some snow tires on that thing and let Bubba Joe go handle this for you fucking bitches.
Were they trying to just kill off a bunch of people from the past because they send them into the future with plain ass regular guns?
Yeah.
That don't work unless you shoot under their belly. Like, were these people just wanting to kill off the human race? I don't get it. Send them back with some laser beams or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, for one thing, they have the gas, right? They have the gas that kills the males. So why don't they just use that gas? Like,
kill all the fucking
if you
males.
Killed all the males, if you killed all the males with the gas and you just had the females left, that's a lot easier to deal with. In fact, you can have an old man and a science teacher do it with their hands.
Yeah.
They literally killed a queen with their hands at the end of the movie. It undoes the whole movie.
Yep.
Oh, I wish we had an old guy around. Apparently, the U.S. military isn't as good as old man strength.
Yep.
Which, by the way, that's the old man strength is the teacher from Slingshot or Slip Rot. There. You know that movie where the guy tries to drum really fast and gets sad?
No.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh.
It is. It really is. What?
Sin City?
No, okay. We gotta look this up now.
Oh, while you're doing that.
Guy drumming, old man yells. Let's see. Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash. One of the best movies of all time.
I've never seen it.
We should. We need to put that on the watching.
Okay.
You can't not have watched Whiplash.
Chris Pratt's older daughter in the future. Sorry. She wants them to go and find some vials so that they can use to test on the queen, whatever. I got some serious Resident Evil vibes during this part because even though they were all jabronis and not really tactical, trained assassins or whatever, they were still like going through looking for some biological equipment with, the horror element.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I need you to grab the blue ampules. Chris Pratt, how many blue ampules? 12, Dan. His name's Dan. I need all of them. There were 15. I paused the movie because I quick looked. Like, that's more than 12, motherfucker. Yeah. So she needed she needed all 12 of the 15 vials. They had a really cool stairwell scene, which was them trying to escape down with the vials, but there was like a alien nest up top. What do you give these aliens rankings in terms of look, like horror factor?
I thought they looked
really
fucking goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a good design for like a alien dog, but like they should have had like I don't know actual aliens that invaded with them. Well, I guess they did because they were on that air thing, but like, it doesn't make sense that like they're not very intelligent.
Right.
They're just bulletproof unless they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I was not impressed with what the with the oh they're so scary we can't show them to you or you won't show up to fight. Like pretty sure if they're that scared you're just gonna run away when you see one. It won't help anyway.
yeah.
But no, everyone's fine. They see them, they shoot at them. I don't. That line was just a dumb line.
Yeah. Yeah. These aliens are OP because uh, Chris Pratt and his daughter they want to capture a queen, and they go down to like this little hive type nest. And as they're trying to escape, after the queen murders a bunch of the nameless soldiers, you haven't even got a name tag, that kind of shit. They're trying to fly away, and the males that the queen calls to like protect her start gliding in. Like these fucking things are OP as hell. They have the super speed, the impenetrable armor, and then they can also glide. Like that's some bullshit right there. Anyways, no wonder that everyone got wiped out.
No. I mean, you could still handle them with just like a helicopter. They can glide, but they can't fly. And like the way they captured the queen, like she's super strong, but like 8 guys just like held her with like her like they had a tug of war with an alien.
Mm-hmm.
They got all those Humvees. Just like tie the line off to a Humvee and drive away.
Right.
About 5 miles of bad road should clear this whole thing up.
They needed some random nameless guy death before they could capture it.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
But like the future of war is dumb. Like they say there's only 500,000 people left alive in the world, which there's like 7 billion now. So we're down, we're down 6.95 billion people.
Yeah.
But they decide they're going to bomb a city as soon as they have an army drop in on it for whatever, for no reason. I mean, the entire world's taken over. We're going to bomb this city before our army gets out with the materials we need. That doesn't make any sense. Like,
no.
Are all the aliens there that day?
Yeah.
Is it one swarm going around the entire world? Because it seems like you could just stay away from them.
Yeah, they were having a meeting there that day.
Having a meeting.
Yeah. All the queens were there. It was kind of like the UN for psychotic alien monsters. So,
but yeah, like I thought though, like the spike effect, because like they're called white spikes, but they only shoot spikes like occasionally, and it's a weird like effect. Like it looks like someone like clicked on a picture of a spike and dragged it across the screen with their mouse. It's not at like projectile speed. It's like zipline speeds.
Yeah.
Let's see. In the beginning, all the squishy humans survive an explosion that was made to kill bulletproof aliens.
Yep.
I didn't know. I don't know. Every scene in this movie is dumb. The only part I liked was the fact that like they know when you're gonna die, and so they plan around. Like that's a cool thing to notice. I mean, all the other stuff they really should have just rethought it better. I mean, the 50 cal makes mincemeat out of them in the scene with the the scene where they're trying to keep the males away.
Mm-hmm.
So you would expect the bigger guns to also work. I don't know why. I still don't know why anyone lost to these things. Like guns can shoot them if they're a high caliber gun.
Mm-hmm.
The only time they don't work is when a side character needs to die.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, my next note is just imagine hearing about your own divorce.
Yeah. So Chris Pratt and his daughter are talking after they escape with the queen, and they're on the beach. And there's this whole thing about she hates Chris Pratt because he left them, during the 30 years or whatever. And at one point, she's like, "You left us. It nearly killed Mom, or it killed Mom, How the Christ would he know that? You're
He
talking.
he would not know that. I mean, they don't even explain like what do you mean he left? Like, so this guy just decided he didn't like being a dad when she turned 9? Like, what's going on here?
Right. So stupid.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it killed her because she got like crotch rot from banging other dudes. We don't know.
True.
We're just like it's like she's blaming him for the divorce because he wasn't there, but like he doesn't know what happened, and maybe she doesn't know either.
I
For
wanted
all
to
we know,
know.
he tried. For all we know, there's like 500 letters just being burned every year that he sends to her. Like it doesn't. He doesn't seem like someone that would turn into an absentee father.
Yeah.
But like things like do change. Like they kind of imply that he's sad because he's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know. Are successful people better parents? I don't think so.
Probably not. I mean, there's probably no way to tell. But
I mean, I wouldn't
wanted to
expect
know.
a workaholic to be a better parent than someone who is trying and failing.
Yes.
But then again, like I've never raised any kids, but like I don't know. There's no correlation between growing up rich and being happy and well developed.
Right. Did they ever try to use a slightly malfunctioning hearing aid against these guys?
No, but they did try the gas one time and said, "Oh, that only kills the males. I guess we won't use that to solve all our problems."
Yeah. It only kills the thing that's killing all of us. So, fuck it. It doesn't kill the female ones.
And they can send the stuff between. Why don't they make it in the past and truck it in instead of sending a bunch of useless guys in slacks?
Right.
They could have, if they can send 100 humans, then they could send like one human with like 600 gallons of the gasoline and like aerosolize it, and then just fix all the problems.
Yep.
Or you always mean this, they just stop the invasion altogether. They make the gas and they go to that spaceship.
So the goal is to create something that kills the queen, create a poison or toxin that kills the queen, and for Chris Pratt to bring it back to present day. So the queen lets out a roar. They're testing on it to find the toxin, and they end up finding it. But the queen lets out a roar, and all of the males, I guess. This is where you let off the gas bomb here, right here. All of these males are converging on this.
Yeah, because the queen's gonna keep yelling, and they're all just gonna run in there and kill themselves on the gas. Yeah, congratulations, Dan. You're now better than the entire world's military. How does it feel? How does it feel to be the greatest military mind ever to be alive in the year 2021?
I guess all the smart ones died. So
wasting time on podcast.
The daughter ends up. This is obviously heavy spoiler territory. The daughter ends up dying, sacrificing herself to save Chris Pratt. I thought it would have been awesome if she like pulled a grenade as she fell into the group of zombies, and just took some with her. But
Yeah.
There's this moment where she's falling, she's hanging off the ledge, and Chris Pratt's holding her. She's falling, but Chris Pratt dives down like to try and grab her. What's the game plan?
He wants to waste her death like he wasted his life.
Gotcha. And as he's falling, he gets like transported back because it's automatic. Yeah. I thought they had to like make it to like a Stargate or something.
Yeah, no. The time machine just reaches out and grabs. What the fuck? I didn't even think about that, but oh my god, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. Oh my god. They have teleportation technology too.
Yep.
Because he was nowhere near the drop zone.
No, he wasn't.
They landed in one place. They pulled him out of thin air.
Yeah, he was just falling down towards the pile of aliens and just gets sucked back. So the game plan now is to figure out where the aliens land and how to stop them before they do.
They go and find. So yeah, Chris Pratt goes and finds the super serious soldier hanging out in a bar. Don't know how he tracked him down. I guess. Oh, did they exchange like the little phone tap thing? They can see where each other are on their iPhone.
Yep. Find my phone.
Yeah. And the guy has the claw around his neck because apparently you can just walk around with fucking alien claws in this world if you come back alive. And they use that to find out where the aliens are because apparently no one else has brought an alien part to the past.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only sample. I don't know. And so they find some dirt underneath the alien's claw, and they decide that alien has never traveled the world. Which, I mean, I don't know how they covered the entire world, so I don't know why. Like, but they had some volcanic ash under the claw.
Mm-hmm.
Which they got that claw from the middle of a city, so like in America, right?
Yep.
So
It
Russia
was
to
in
America,
Miami.
and they just assumed that he had never been to China. Which, I mean, it's not a water path anyway. Why didn't the claws get washed off? But anyway, it's not the dumbest part yet. No. The dumbest part is that all their problem solving comes down to a high school kid who really likes volcanoes, and he's the one that knows when a volcano went off that covered the entire world. So the aliens have been there for like 4,000 years or whatever. Like the alien was just sitting there like when Jesus was floating up and shit. So he must be that level down from that area. But like if the volcano covered like the entire world, I don't remember how they found the specific spot.
You know, another thing I was just thinking of, he brought the claw back, right?
Yeah.
This is just what popped in my head. Why weren't they bringing back bits of the other aliens to try and figure out how to kill them?
I don't know, Dan. Why did they even go forward in time with random history teachers anyway? Hey, you. Yeah, you pushing the shopping carts. Come on, let's fight a war. I've got a bad ankle. Doesn't matter. You're just going to die anyway because we can't aim this shit.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a gun that only works if you're a protagonist.
Yeah.
Am I a protagonist? I don't think so, buddy. Last time a protagonist wore an apron, he was a serial killer. That's a reference to the movie where like Robin Williams is like a serial killer in like a Photoshop.
Oh, I thought it was a Dexter reference.
That's a good one though. Yeah, Dexter is a protagonist, but he's a TV protagonist. They don't count. Yeah, I don't remember how they found the specific spot though. Like they had they got the depth from like what year they got the general area of the end of Russia from just future when the alien showed up. They got the time frame from the volcanic ash because apparently those things can swim through the entire Atlantic Ocean and still have a little something under their fingernail. Because they had to swim, right? I mean, I'm guessing they didn't like get on the boat and go for a little ride. like the aliens in A Quiet Place that piloted the boat. Yeah, so they swam across the entire Atlantic Ocean, because apparently they can just swim for 80 hours nonstop and it's fine.
Right.
Like a motorboat. Christopher Columbus ain't got shit on these guys going for a walk.
No, absolutely.
But how did they find the specific spot where the ship was?
Because the kid told them? Was that what it was?
I mean, there's no way a volcano exploding in the past told them like within like a 20-mile range where it was.
Because I don't remember at all how they found out like the exact spot, because they weren't searching very long before they found it, and they were in like this blizzard hellscape.
They just drove to it. Like,
yeah.
Oh hey, I found that I've got it on GPS here.
They get to the ship and they find, I guess it's a twist. I don't know, but they find out that there was some sort of other race that was bringing these aliens there, or
yeah, this is the Predator from Alien.
Yeah, could have been going somewhere else, right?
Say that again.
It could have been. They could have been in transit to somewhere else to destroy it, but the ship crashed.
Would you go to? I mean, Earth isn't on the way to. I doubt the Earth is on the way to anywhere.
I don't know.
Like, why would you fly through a solar system if you weren't going to Earth? Like, you would go around the solar system to like, not hit stuff. I would think.
Yeah.
They must have been coming to Earth to like do like a Dragon Ball Z thing.
Yes.
Where they're going to drop off a bunch of aliens and wait till the humans are gone.
Yep. 100%. It's but then one of the aliens makes friends with a little bald guy and becomes a good guy. So they fend him off. I was 100% sure when I was watching this movie that Chris Pratt would die. He doesn't. His
I think
dad
his dad
doesn't
dies
die.
though. His dad doesn't
No?
die?
Nope. You think he's gonna, and Chris Pratt does this like cool snowmobile tackle on this dude on the alien, like midair. It's like, all right, I'm in. I was so sure that they at least Chris Pratt would die, but no. Everyone survived, and the movie talking about it sounds way more stupid than I watched it the first time. But I still really like this movie. Like if you don't think about the time travel like weirdness in like the really big plot holes, this shit was enjoyable. I really just enjoyed. It's like a 2+ hour movie.
I enjoyed this less than Black Widow.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
By a large margin.
And I'm not a sci-fi guy either, and I love this movie.
This is not a sci-fi movie. You shut your mouth.
What kind of movie is it?
This is a Amazon Prime movie. It's
Yeah.
got, I mean, it has good cinematography and it has Chris Pratt, but other than that, the acting is bad, the action is bad, the plot is bad, the writing is bad, the sci-fi is bad.
All right, you ready to rate this sucker?
3 out of 10.
Really?
Give it a 4 out of 10 for
Is
Chris
this
Pratt.
the worst
Chris
movie you've
Pratt
seen?
is carrying this shit so hard, but it's still dragging.
So
half the movie is unnecessary. The other half is stupid.
This is my favorite movie, I believe, that I've seen in 2021. Obviously, this excludes movies I've already seen that I've rewatched. This is my favorite new movie I've seen this year. I had a hell of a good time.
You think it's better than you think it's better than Quiet Place 2?
Yes. Well, okay. Hold on. Now let me preface this by saying I don't think movies like Green Lantern are good movies, but I enjoy those movies. I think A Quiet Place 2 is a better movie, right? But I would watch this movie 10 times over before I ever watch A Quiet Place again. I like this movie better. Do I think it's a better movie? No. But do I like it more? Yes. I think that's a good distinction to have because, you know, Citizen Kane's probably a great movie, but I would rather watch this. You know what I mean? So
the plot annoyed me. I didn't like most of the characters. I liked the dad.
Yeah,
but all the other side characters, I just hated them so much.
Sure.
Yvonne the daughter was cute. A little like level 12 precociousness. But I mean that's fine, I guess. She's the child of a scientist, so maybe she's like so she becomes like a super scientist. Like that's okay. The adult daughter, like she needs her dad to bring the vial back. Why would she send her dad? Like her dad is like the person she trusts the least in the world, and she has him take the vial back. I need you, the person that abandoned me, to save the world. But if you abandon me again, then we'll all die. I feel like you're gonna have literally anyone else do it. She would have her boyfriend take it back. Right. She's her daddy now. I didn't like the daddy issues. I didn't like the off-screen divorce. Like they have this giant character flaw just happen in a 30-year blind spot.
Yeah. He's supposed to be she thinks he's a bad guy, but everything we've seen as the audience so far, we love him. So
yeah, that bothered me a lot. They could have cut out the daughter and cut out the family entirely. And the movies makes just as much sense. So none of it makes any sense. The whole thing is just extraordinarily like the worst possible way to do it.
Right.
This entire movie is like the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Oh, I didn't give my rating. I'll give this movie a 7.5 out of 10.
Oh my god.
IMDb has this movie 101,000 plus ratings as a 6.6 out of 10. So
these people would drown during a rainstorm because they looked up. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, 7.5. You heard it here. So Jeremy gives it a 3.5. Or 4.5?
3.5 out of 10. Yeah.
3.5. I give it
I've changed my score 4 times on this, but I'll stick with 3.5.
So we're a
better
5.5
than Girls of
out
Fall.
of 10.
So we'll say that for it.
Yeah, definitely is.
but not as good as Jurassic Thunder.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, so spoiler alert. There is a movie that we are
the plot
going.
makes as much sense as Jurassic Thunder.
There's a movie that we're going to be watching that is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. If we end up doing it, which I've already watched it and have notes for, it is worse than Jurassic Thunder. It is worse than Us. It's worse than Bird Box. I don't know. Whatever other Girls with Balls, whatever other movies we've shit on. It's worse than The Fanatic. So I'm not going to tell you which movie it is, but you'll know as soon as you see the name of the movie up on when we post the episode, you're going to know which one it is. So yeah, I watched it the other day, and I don't know why I watched it this far out, because we've got like 3 or 4 movies we're already planning, full disclosure, to watch. But I've already watched this one in advance, and it was a mistake. So yeah.
Well, you got to watch it again when we actually cover it.
I took notes when I watched it then, but I don't know.
You gotta have it fresh, Dan. You gotta watch it nice and fresh.
It's worse than Jurassic Thunder, which was the worst movie I've ever seen. So I'm glad that I get to subject other people to it as well, because if we didn't do this show and I just kind of watch terrible movies by myself, the wife, she just won't watch them with me anymore. Sometimes she'll offer, but other times I'll be like, hey, you want to avoid this one.
Wait, so did you watch bad movies by yourself before we started doing the podcast?
No. I think the movie Us was the first bad movie we did on this show, and that was almost a year and a half ago now. And that kind of spawned what if we shit on terrible movies sometimes? So you can blame us for that. Literally Us and the movie Us.
My last note for this movie is at the end where like the queen alien is falling off the cliff in like the big dramatic thing.
Yep.
My note for that is, I did it my way.
I like it.
Also, that alien's not dead. Like, they stabbed it a few times and it fell off a cliff. We've established that they're invincible off screen.
Yeah.
So we're still fucked. The alien's gonna make like 10,000 aliens in the movies. It's gonna happen again.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen anyways.
Well, no, because then they won't have the time machine.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Them going into the ship is dumb point number 457. If they just leave the ship alone, they don't go in there. If they find it, put like a beacon around it, pile up some snow, whatever you do, spray paint it with like an alien sign, the alien's just going to stay there until like 20 something odd years. They go in there now, they wake them up, everyone's dead. More dead than they are now.
It's starting to hurt my brain.
This movie, what's that movie where like they go and like try to get the money out of the safe?
Oh my God, Army of the Dead?
This movie's dumber than that.
No.
Yep, it's dumber than Army of the Dead.
That movie didn't make a single bit of sense.
This movie makes negative sense. It sells sense.
Once you brought up the idea, now this is going back, watch Army of Darkness, not Army of Darkness, Army of the Dead episode.
There's no reason to go into the future at all. You don't go and shoot at aliens after they've killed 7 billion people. If you have a time machine, you stop them from killing 7 billion people.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what it did in a kind of a roundabout way, theoretically. But once
they could have just brought all their equipment. Like, they came back to the past with like guns and camouflage and combat boots and their little air running thing, because they must have been running. Okay, how did they get into the past? Because when they show up in the sports stadium, they're all in a line and they're kind of running in place, like they're coming downstairs, like they're going through like a Dragon Ball Z escalator or something.
Yeah, it's like they're running out of a tunnel before a football game. You might as well have had the cheerleaders with the banner that they run through.
Yeah, but like when Chris Pratt goes into the future, he gets pulled up into the ceiling, which makes like they have an anti-gravity time machine. It's anti-gravity, anti-space, and anti-time, but exactly 30 years.
Yeah, pulled up into the ceiling and dropped in the middle of a city.
Yeah, and then when he gets pulled back, he just gets dropped again. Like there's no side thing that he goes through.
Right.
He doesn't come out of a tunnel and to come to the past. But there's no reason to go to the future. Every single plot point in this movie, not a single one of them makes as much sense as Army of the Dead.
Right.
They're all dumber than the dumbest part of Army of the Dead. They're all dumber than the bad guy in Army of the Dead. They're all dumber than the zombies.
Are they dumber than him?
This movie is dumber than the zombie riding a horse.
What about the portion where the guy who has the vault combination sends everyone to Las Vegas and they need a safe cracker because, they don't have the combination?
Dumber than that.
No,
Dan.
That is the dumbest thing.
He could have forgotten the safe combination. He might have forgotten his password. But it's not as dumb as the entire world not realizing they need to kill the aliens before they come out of the ice. Everyone who knows about time travel and gets like their arm put in the sleeve thing. How'd they make that machine, by the way? They made the machine that can tell when you die, which why do they even need that? Why don't they just like look at them? Oh, hey, you're Chris Pratt. Yeah, you die October 6th. Why do they do the arm thing?
Another thing I just thought of is, oh my God.
Every scene in the movie? Every single scene in the movie?
Yeah, think about this for a second. Just for a quick second. If there are 5,000 people left in the future, why do they even need to bother checking to see if someone's dead or not? Because they're dead by that point regardless anyways. I mean, just take a list of the 5,000 people who are still alive.
Yep. All you need to do is like know who not to bring, which is going to be most people because like, everyone who's of military age is almost definitely dead from the first wave of attacks. Like the first World War II, let's do this humans. They're all dead. Everyone of military age is fucking gone.
Yeah, it's like
the old people. Pokemon. So the old people are it's just the old people in today, in the future, that you just have to worry about. And so like your list is real thin for like anyone of like Chris Pratt's age.
Yeah.
You only need to know like I don't know like how that 500,000 people are left out of 7 billion, not 5,000. But still, a list of 500,000 is way easier than running the entire world population through your little check.
Yeah.
Like you can put all that into Excel and do control search.
Yeah. It's just like Pokemon,
In that it doesn't make sense why they send a 10-year-old out into the woods.
The Pokemon War theory that there are no adults like over the age of 18, like 18 to 34. There's no males alive in the Pokemon world because there was like some sort of Pokemon war that wiped everybody out.
Oh, so it's also the Sailor Moon theory.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in this, it's the Family Guy line. Everyone in this world is either 10-year-old girl or a monster.
Yeah.
But I mean, anime are like that. How many anime just don't have any adults in them?
Yeah, that's true.
Like millions of anime is just like it's one dude, 17 busty chicks, and an alien race.
Right.
Maybe like a witch or something. Like, I mean, think of all the kids that go to school and don't have a teacher in anime.
Should we wrap it on up? We could probably shit on this movie for a little while longer, but I'm thinking about going to rewatch it.
Oh, man. I think you like Chris Pratt a little too much here.
I do. Chris Pratt's the man.
Yeah, he's okay. I think you could replace him with almost anyone else and you'd have the same movies every time he's been in one.
One of the other 4 Chris's that are in the MCU.